So I just got finished doing my first lore walking thing in World of Warcraft's newest patch. Now, over the past several years on this YouTube channel, I have repeatedly made video after video after video requesting this damn feature to be put in the game. One of Retail WoW's biggest problems when it comes to new players playing this game is the fact that they are stepping into a 20-year-old MMORPG with so much frickin' story behind it that they walk in and they haven't got a damn clue what the heck is going on. One second, they're on an island, you know, fighting a bunch of murlocs and pig people, and then in the next second, they're fighting a giant dragon or something in the Dragon Isles, and then the next second, they're underground fighting this big pissed off elf lady with magic feet. Like, what the heck is going on? Needless to say, the new player experience has been kind of booty from a lore perspective, and this has made many YouTubers, including myself, come up with multiple suggestions on how to fix this. From putting more audiobooks on the World of Warcraft YouTube channel to putting more lore books out there like the Chronicle to whatever, there has been a lot of suggestions that have been made to catch new players up with 20 years of World of Warcraft lore, but the one that I have consistently put forward has always been putting a quest line, a alternative form of leveling into World of Warcraft, where you level up by playing through the events of previous expansions. You go see Chromie, she gives you a couple of quests to explain what happened in, you know, Vanilla WoW, and then TBC, Wrath of the Lich King. You're just kind of getting teleported from zone to zone, place to place, being brought up, you know, with what has happened story-wise, and then she ultimately drops you off at whatever the current expansion is. So, in this case, she would drop you off at Dornegal, and it's like, well, now you're up to speed, bitch. Like, you know, good luck out there, and, you know, that would be it. Well, I'm happy to say that Blizzard has clearly watched my videos, and they have stolen my idea, and they have put it into World of Warcraft. Kind of. The difference is that instead of you playing through each of the previous expansions, instead you are just playing through specific storylines of major characters or events in the lore, like the story of Arthas and his rise as Lich King and his ultimate defeat, and instead of it being Chromie, it's Lorewalker Cho. Right now, Lorewalker Cho also can teach you more about Xal'atath if you have no idea who she is, you don't know about her storyline with her magic dagger and stuff back in Legion, as well as the Ethereals, who we were introduced to back in TBC. Well, I finally got to sit down and I got to do one of these things. I specifically did the Arthas one because, you know that you did the Arthas one first too, because it's the Lich King, brother. And here is what I thought about it. First of all, the fact that Blizzard is taking the initiative and is finally putting a way to introduce new players to the lore of World of Warcraft, this is awesome. The Arthas storyline in particular was very, very slow-paced, especially right in the beginning with sparring with the troops and stuff. I also thought it was interesting because they obviously had to, you know, change Arthas's voice actor and stuff, so it was a little bit weird hearing like these all these different Arthases, you know, across the entire thing. Like, they had the first Arthas voice actor in the beginning, then we had Warcraft 3 Arthas, then we had Lich King Arthas, so it was a little bit strange, but overall I thought it was pretty fun. It didn't really take that long. Didn't really level up very much though in it. Like I thought that you would level up way more doing this, but apparently not. And I also thought it was really cool that Blizzard was reusing a lot of previous assets in order to tell this story. It was taking you into old dungeons and zones and other locations and stuff in order to, like, you know, really share with you, like, hey, this is the Lich King and this is who he was. And even just having like those little cinematic moments with Uther and King Taranis and Jaina, I thought that was really cool too. Like, really kind of brought me back into like my childhood playing Warcraft 3, and it was really nice. I think everybody that's played with this system can say that it is a good optional system that Blizzard has put into the game, but admittingly, I kind of wish they would expand on it a little bit. I want them to, of course, put more stories into it, especially in relation to the burning of Stormwind by the orcs, or maybe all the stuff that happened with the Defias Brotherhood and Nixxiom, or other stories, you know, across all of World of Warcraft's expansions, even the events of, you know, Warlords of Draenor or Cataclysm and so on and so forth. That would be really cool. And I do hope that maybe down the road they actually can maybe string all of these together so that one kind of naturally happens after the other in some form. That way, if somebody wanted to level up strictly through this system, being brought up to speed with the characters and the lore, kind of like the original idea that I was putting forward in the beginning and other people have put forward too, like, I think that would be really good for a new player to really bring them up to speed with the story. The only other thing that I will say too is that, and it's not really surprising, but I will say some mild criticism, obviously because the story is being told, it's very linear in the storytelling, and I'd really like it if, you know, I can't speak for the Xalatath one, I can't speak for the Ethereals, but this is kind of like a first impressions thing, but I very much would like it if the quests in future ones were not so linear. Now, they have to be linear to a degree, obviously, it's a story, but, you know, maybe giving players, like, the option of doing, like, either this first or that, or this first would be cool to kind of progress the story forward. So, for example, if we were being told what happened during the events of vanilla World of Warcraft, you kind of have the option of like, oh, do you want to hear about what happened with Naxxramas first, or the Silithid, or, you know, the Son of Deathwing, or a Nixxiom, the Defias? Like, what would you like to hear about first, Weary Traveler? So, you know, just kind of creating a little less linearness in the storyline. That way, it's you know, it's replayable in a way. I like that you get gear through the system. Again, I really liked revisiting some old dungeons and hearing some old classic, you know, World of Warcraft music and stuff. So overall, it's the beginning of something really good, but I really hope that Blizzard, you know, invests their time into this to make it as strong as possible, because I'm going to conclude with this, and it's something that I have said for years, and it's something that nobody denies, and if you deny it, honestly, you're crazy. Like, the early game in modern World of Warcraft is poo. Like, it's really bad. It's the worst part of the entire game, and it's something that just needs to be slogged through in order to reach the good content, which is leveling up on whatever the current island or continent is, and then, of course, hitting the end game. But everything before that is just kind of, it's poo. Like, it's garbage. And new players that play the game, like, they try it, and they get bored of it so damn quick, because just that early game experience is it's so bad. I mean, I even had a friend recently who tried playing retail WoW, and he only got to like level 26, and then he quit, and then he was like, I ain't playing this anymore. And so actually I'm going to be introducing him to classic WoW here very soon, which I've convinced him to give that a shot, even though he was really disappointed in the modern game. Anyway, so just the early game is very weak. And one of the ways that it, of course, is weak is in the storytelling, and with the amount of story that there is that the new player is not going to be aware of. So this is a very good step in the right direction. I'm very happy with it. I think it's really cool. I hope Blizzard continues to expand on this system. I hope they continue to make it an alternative way of leveling. Would like to see more levels gained while doing this, though. I mean, I think I only gained 2 levels, so I was expecting maybe like 3 or 4, but anyway, finally, I will address the elephant in the room, and that is, where the heck am I right now? You know, people are probably watching this like, Nixxiom, where the heck are you? Ain't in your normal room. What's all this? What's all this stuff like behind you? I'm in my D&D room right now, yo. Like, that's why I got like all this. Like there's all my D&D stuff up there, like terrain and whatnot. I got my drone flute for like summoning like the spirits and stuff, dude. Like, you want to listen to this thing? I also got this this pipe recently at an antique store, which I am slowly restoring. A very old pipe from France, so I'm cleaning it right now. And the reason why I'm in here is the reason why I'm in my D&D room is because I've just been working on my laptop, like writing and stuff, and I'm really lazy, and I didn't want to walk across the house and go record this in the other room. So instead, you guys are sitting on a bunch of pizza boxes at the moment, and you all are listening to me talk about the new World of Warcraft patch. So anyway, if you want a new video to watch, a more professional and cool video, I highly recommend I highly recommend my latest video about one of World of Warcraft's most forgotten, or well, one of WoW's forgotten NPCs that had a storyline that was so big it could have changed the whole of WoW, both in a story sense and a gameplay sense. Yeah, if Blizzard had actually remembered that this NPC exists. The video is on your screen right now. Go check it out. I will see you all in the new patch for The War Within. Stay cool and stay cool.